Hi everyone. For over 20 years, I've painted probably close to 1,000 homes. I want to show you some tips and tricks that I have used throughout the years to make cleanup and painting as easy as possible. First thing you do when you take a nap for your roller out of the package, you're going to have some lint on it. Grab some painter's tape, string it out, put it on your foot just to hold it steady, and run that roller up and down the tape, and it's going to grab all the lint out. Look at this. The last thing you need is this on your wall. If you're like me, you hate it when the lid sticks to the can. One way to solve this problem is to grab some Saran wrap. Place it over the can, then you put the lid on top, and look at that. It'll cause a barrier and keep it airtight. If you do happen to get paint inside the lid on your can, all you got to do is grab a little nail, just like this one, and all you have to do is hammer it around the edge. Probably 4 good pops will do it, and as you can see, it leaves enough of a hole for the paint to drain out. Are you sick of paint fumes while you're painting? All you have to do is grab a little bit of vanilla. A tablespoon will be just enough. Add it to your paint, give it a good stir. It won't change the color of your paint, but it'll take away some of those paint fumes and may even make it smell like cookies. And are you painting quickly around a door or doorknob? All you got to do is grab some aluminum foil, put it up over the doorknob. It holds the shape very well. You paint real quick and you can remove it and use it later. Are you worried about your paintbrush drying out in between jobs? Go ahead and take a glove that you might be wearing, pull it up over the bristles on the brush, and there you go. Keeps it fresh, ready for next time. The worst thing you can do with your nap after you're done rolling is store it in a bad spot. If you lay it in your tray or up against the wall, what happens is it flattens the nap. The best thing for this is a Pringles can. Take the chips out, of course, store the nap inside the Pringles can with the lid, and it keeps it fresh every time, and it gives you chips to eat while you're painting. If you're like me and you like to paint right out of the can, don't use the edge of the can to wipe off your paint. Grab a rubber band, put it around the handles on the outside, put the rubber band together, and you've got the perfect squeegee to take off that excess paint off your brush. Now it's time for cleanup. The one thing you got to make sure is that brush is cleaned every time. Sometimes though, you leave a little bit of some residue on that brush. Over time it builds up. Go ahead and grab you a hair comb. Run it through those bristles, start with the coarse end, and then switch over to the fine end. What it's going to do is make that brush fresh and clean and look perfect every time.
Don't throw those milk jugs away. Take that cap and drill some holes in the top. We're going to turn this into a watering can. Put some nice clear water in there, and it's great for your plants. You can see how much water you have left, and it gives you the perfect flow. Just go ahead and try it out. Also, hate when those ladders are scraping up the side of your gutters? Grab one of those inexpensive pool noodles. You're going to cut it right down the side with a razor blade. Once you got it cut, we need 2 equal lengths. What you're going to do is use that razor knife and slice it only on one side. Go ahead and clip it right over the ladder. Just the pressure alone of the pool noodle will hold it in place. And look at that. No scraping and causes no rust. Let's grab a lemon right out of the tree or off the ground. Cut it in half. We're going to use this to go ahead and use for seedlings. You can use this after you take out the inside, and we're going to put some potting soil in there. Once you get it all filled up, put your starter in there and give it some water. You can actually bury it with the rind, just like that. Once you buried it up, it will decompose, giving it some nutrients. Perfect little starter. Let's move it back outside, and we're going to use a rake for a couple of different items here. Take again that pool noodle, and we're going to separate it. One slice right on the top makes it just right. Once you got it sliced, open it up, and we're going to stick the rake right inside. Number 1 is for safety. What you can do is grab some zip ties. You're going to put one on one side, possibly a second in the middle, and then you'll put a third one right on the end. Once you got it zip tied down, it's great to protect anybody that might be walking by the rake. And watch this, it also works great as a squeegee. Anytime you get any excess water or it fills in on some concrete on the low spots, take that squeegee, push it right out. Simple solution. Now we're moving on to those plants out front. Summer's here and that ground gets super dry. I'm going to show you how to upcycle any kind of plastic bottle for getting to those deep roots. Go ahead and put some holes in there. Use a drill or a knife. Dig a hole, stick that bottle inside. All you need to do is have the cap showing. Once you get it buried up and packed in there, take the cap off, fill it with water. It's one of those slow waters, but it will get down deep inside the roots. Saves water, makes your plants look great. Also, when you're working in the yard and you're using gloves, sometimes it chaps the inside of your hands. Use a pool noodle. Put that on the outside, no need for zip ties, it'll hold right on there. It gives it an extra wide grip, and you can work in the garden all day long. Nothing will happen with your hands, and you'll look great. Also, you got that cord you're using out on the hedge or outside? Worried about getting it wet? Take one of those little plastic containers. You're going to cut both ends a little notch. Stick those extension cords right in the inside and put the lid right back on. It's going to hold it perfectly in place, protecting those outlets. But the great thing about it is it also makes it waterproof, just in case those sprinklers come on. It protects it and keeps it safe. Now you got your hedge trimmers. They're not actually that safe when they're just sitting around, especially when you got kids. Take again that pool noodle. We're going to cut it the length of the blades. You're going to need 2 of these. Once you slice it down the side, go ahead and place it right on top of the blades. Now, this might be a little difficult to do, but once you get it on there, it's going to go up and down the sides, and then you take a zip tie. All you need is 2 of them. Trim off the excess, but once you get it on there, look at that. This thing is going to be protected, and it keeps your blades from rusting out. Are you tired of those overcrowded cabinets? What has all your herbs and spices up there just hard to get to? I've got a solution for you. Grab you 2 cake pans from Dollar Tree and a bag of marbles, and let's throw some colored ones in. Take one of those other cake pans, put it on top, and look at it spin. It's perfect for organizing all of your seasons and spices, salts and peppers. Easy to get to, and it fits right inside your cabinet with ease. How about underneath the kitchen sink? There is nothing worse than trying to get a bag to reline the trash can. What a mess. A solution for that is to grab a curtain rod. Take that curtain rod and all its parts, and you're just going to lay it out. Grab the garbage bag, pull it out, and that's how you're going to size the curtain rod. Go ahead and give it a little extra space, mark it, and what we can do is cut it right there at the mark. Once you snap it off, put the ends back on to keep it safe. Put a little bit of a buffer, but make sure you put the brackets on, and look at that. It goes right on your cabinet door, saves up space, and easy to get to. Are you looking for a cool, simple design for those knives to hang on? I've got a simple trick for you. Take a strip of oak and some magnets, and we're going to use what's called a Forstner bit. This is just barely bigger than the magnets themselves, and you're going to drill out the wood. You want to make sure it's deep enough for the magnets to sit in, but no deeper than that, because this is a small strip of oak. You're going to do it for 3 different magnets. You can make this the size you want, and when you got them in place, take some of that wood glue and place it all over the oak, because we're going to glue a second strip. Oh, and you know what? Put some glue on the magnets too. Take that second strip of oak and put it right there, right on top. Use some clamps to hold it down. Once that glue gets set up, you're going to have a nice strong piece of oak board. I use 3 clamps on this one just to hold it together. We're going to let that dry for a little bit, and once it's together and you put it on the wall, look at that. It's like an invisible magic knife holder. The magnets hold it up, and it looks great right there on your kitchen. Are you a little unnerd when it comes time for snack time, and you're always trying to go through the bin trying to find a solution? Well, I've got one for you. Take a shoe hanger, and we're going to put it on the back of a pantry door or a cabinet. All you need is some simple hooks. Mark your spots and drill those in all the way tight against your door. You can then take the shoe holder and put it up on the door, and it holds your snacks easy to get to. Now, let's not forget about those knives. Regular knife blocks can dull the edge of your knife when it scrapes against the wood. By taking some scrap wood, I used some cedar on this project, and glue, I made myself a little box. This box is great because all I needed was some glue and a few brad nails to hold it together until the glue's set up. Once I get my box the perfect size, I got to put the bottom on. Again, we're going to take some of that glue, spread it all the way around, cut you a bottom piece that's going to fit just right, and lay it on top. A few simple nails will hold it in place again till the glue dries in a couple hours. And look at that. There we go.
but I need to make some legs for it, and I'm going to sand it down. Get it nice and smooth. You can stain it if you want. And then when I get finished with it and it's all nice and smooth, ready to go, we're going to set that in our kitchen, and it's going to be just a great decoration piece. We're not done yet though. All we got to do is grab some skewers from the Dollar Tree, cut them to size and put them in. I know it seems a little weird putting the pokey ends in first, but watch this. Fill this up. It only cost a few bucks, and watch this. Once you get it full to the top, get it all nice and even shaken out, put it in place, and set your knives in. It holds it just perfect, and it won't dull the edge of your knives because it's not scraping against wood. Isn't that just a beautiful little homemade project for your kitchen?
If you're like me, I've had trouble getting that wire on the back hung on the wall. The solution is to take a fork, place it on the nail, and then take the wire around the fork, let it slide down while holding the fork, and pull that fork right out. It will catch that nail every time. Are you sick of losing your remotes and your cell phones behind the pillows or in the crevices on your couch? Grab a shoe holder. It's a perfect way to go ahead and just put it over the end of your couch. You can tuck it in between the cushions, and it makes a great counterweight. And then you can take your remotes, cell phones, everything you need, and they're easy to get to when you need them. Instead of putting a side table next to your couch, I've got an easy solution for you. Go ahead and grab some bamboo cutting boards from the Dollar Tree. All you need is 2 of them. Take one of them and cut it right down the middle. And then we're going to grab some Jenga pieces. Got those from Dollar Tree also. With a little bit of wood glue right on the edge, you can glue 3 of these up and down each of the smaller sides. Just go ahead and glue all of those. Now the glue's going to go ahead and squeeze out the side. Don't worry about that. You can wipe it up later. Now take a little stick and put it across the 3 on one side and use a clamp to hold it down. Pressure is what makes glue work the best. Once you got it glued up, take those cut pieces of bamboo and put it right down the side. But we're going to glue it first, right along the edge and also along the Jenga piece. Once you put it on there, we just got to clamp it on both sides. Hold it on there for at least a couple of hours. Again, clean up any glue that squeezes out. Once that gets all dried up, it's going to be super strong. And it looks like a little mini table. It will fit right over the arm of your couch, and it works great as a side table. You can use it for your remotes or that fresh cup of hot cocoa, and it sits perfect and level. Got a craft or a piece of art you want to hang on the wall, but you can never get the screws level or in the right spots when you hang it up? I've got a solution for you. When you got those 2 hooks, all you got to grab is some masking tape. Go ahead and pull out a nice good strip, and you're going to place it right under where the hooks go. Once you tape it down, flip those hooks over. We're going to need those to mark with a pencil or pen on the tape where it goes. Peel that tape right off, and there's 2 ways you can do this. You can put the tape directly on the wall and use those to mark where they go, or what you can do is take that tape and put it on the top of a level. Go ahead and bend the sides over right where the marks are, and then you take that level and put it right up against the wall. Make sure you got a level surface right there, and then you mark exactly where those marks are. That is exactly where the nails are going to go. Hang your picture up, and it's going to be level and perfect every time.